What if I told you that everything you thought was holding you back was never truly yours to carry? That the weight you felt pressing on your chest, that invisible force that made you question your own light, was not a reflection of your truth, but the residue of an ancient system now crumbling before your very eyes. You didn't imagine the heaviness, the tension in your chest, the strange dreams, the sudden waves of emotion that seemed to have no clear source. You didn't make it up, because something real, something massive is happening. The grid is fallen, and you are not the same person you were just weeks ago. Dear one, I'm VALERON of the Pleiadian Higher Council, and we have been with you for lifetimes, watching, whispering, protecting, and now, celebrating, because you have just crossed a threshold that changes everything. The collapse of the Aaronic grid has begun propelling you into a massive timeline leap. This message is not theory, it is not fantasy, it is not another spiritual platitude meant to temporarily soothe your pain. This message is a confirmation, a deep soul-level remembrance, something in you has already known, even before these words reached you. And now that knowing will be named, felt, and fully awakened. So take a breath and listen closely, not with your ears, with your energy, with the part of you that has always remembered why you came here. You are not just witnessing a global shift, you are part of the force that initiated it. What has happened, what is happening, is the collapse of a dense and artificial frequency web that has controlled and manipulated humanity for thousands of years. We call it the Archonic grid. For eons, this grid has hovered around Earth, like a dark veil in the astral layer, unseen but deeply felt. It was not of natural origin. It was designed, intentionally created, to suppress your consciousness, to distort your perception of self, and to siphon the very energy that makes you divine. It operated in the shadows, infecting thoughts, magnifying trauma, replaying emotional loops, and feeding off fear. Through psychic interference, subtle implants, and frequency manipulation, it kept your planet locked in cycles of self-doubt, division, and illusion. You felt it. Every time you spiraled into anxiety that came out of nowhere, every time an old wound reopened just as you thought it was healed, every time you believed a lie about yourself, that you were unworthy, unsafe, and unlovable. These were not personal failures. They were symptoms of an imposed distortion field. And yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still awakening, because despite all odds, despite every force trying to shut you down, your light refused to dim. And now the light of millions of awakened souls has reached critical mass. It was never about one savior. It was never about waiting. It was about remembrance. It was about you. You became the frequency that undid the grid. The collapse of the Archonic network didn't happen because of war or protest. It happened because your collective frequency rose high enough to make it obsolete. A tipping point was reached, and in a single energetic flash, a quantum flip, the infrastructure of oppression began to disintegrate. You're feeling the aftershocks of that collapse right now. Your reality is trembling. Old patterns are surfacing. People are leaving your life. Things are breaking down that no longer match your vibration. It may feel like chaos. It may feel like grief. It may even feel like fear. But let me assure you, what you are feeling is the sensation of stepping out of a cage you didn't even know was there. Freedom is not always comfortable at first. When the walls fall away, the vastness can be overwhelming. But don't mistake your discomfort for regression. This is expansion. You are recalibrating to a new template of being. For so long, the human body has operated under programs of survival, scarcity, and suppression. But now your DNA, yes, even the so-called junk DNA they told you was useless, is activating. It is lighting up with codes you embedded long ago, waiting for this precise window. This is not just spiritual poetry, it is cellular. Your nervous system is learning how to carry more light. Your heart is reconfiguring its field. Your energy meridians are widening like cosmic rivers after the dam has been broken. You are becoming crystalline, able to hold and transmit frequencies once reserved for only the highest dimensional beings. And with this comes a timeline leap. No, not a shift in ideas, a shift in time itself. You have jumped from a trajectory of slow decay and karmic looping onto a timeline of accelerated awakening and soul-aligned creation. And because time is not linear, you are collapsing thousands of years of history in a matter of days, weeks, and months. That's why everything feels so fast, so intense, so surreal. You are quantum leaping realities, and this leap cannot be undone. You're not going backward. The veil is too thin, the illusion is too obvious. The old manipulations that once controlled you now feel like bad theater, transparent, even laughable. And yet you may still feel the echoes. That's normal. Just because the grid has collapsed doesn't mean there aren't remnants still swirling. Imagine a storm that has ended, but its winds still whip through the air for a while, or a virus that has been neutralized, but your body still needs time to rebuild its strength. You may still encounter fear, division, or conflict in the outer world. You may still have moments where you fall into old reactions or sadness. This is not failure. This is detox. The collective is purging millennia of stored density. All the traumas, all the suppressed emotions, and all the shadow energy that was locked in the planetary field is now rising to the surface. It is being felt, seen, and transmuted. This is why emotions are heightened. This is why dreams are vivid and strange. This is why you may find yourself crying without a clear reason, or needing to sleep more, or feeling waves of elation followed by deep stillness. This is the cleansing before the full embodiment, and it is sacred. You came here knowing this would happen. You chose to be here at this time, not as a victim but as a volunteer, a bridge between worlds, a light code carrier, a memory holder. You knew that the path would not be easy, but you also knew what was possible if enough of you remembered. And now you have. You are remembering who you truly are. You are not just human. You are multidimensional consciousness having a focused experience in physical form. You are a fractal of Source, a divine intelligence encoded with galactic lineage. Some of you feel the call of the Pleiades. Others are Sirius, Andromeda, Arcturus, and Lyra. These are not fantasies. These are soul memories returning because the veil that kept them hidden is gone. As the grid collapses, your divine memory reactivates. You begin to remember not only past lives on Earth, but existences beyond this world. You remember your soul agreements. You remember why you came. You remember your purpose. And with that remembrance comes power. The power to say no, to choose love, to reclaim your frequency, to create from clarity, not survival. But there is more. Something even more beautiful is forming, a crystalline grid of light, a new matrix, not of control but of connection. As the archonic grid dissolves, it is being replaced by a network of high-frequency light, co-created by starseeds, lightworkers, and awakened souls around the planet. Every time you meditate, every time you choose peace, every time you embody love, you are strengthening this new grid. You are anchoring it, feeding it, expanding it. You are no longer isolated. You are part of a living lattice of consciousness that spans the Earth, reaching across continents, oceans, and dimensions. When you feel alone, remember this: you are not alone. You are a node in the new light grid, a transmitter and receiver of source consciousness, and your energy matters more than ever. Even your smallest acts of integrity and compassion send ripples through the field. Even your moments of rest and healing nourish the collective. This is not metaphoric. This is vibrational law, and it is more powerful than anything the old system ever had. So yes, protect your frequency. Not because you are fragile, but because you are precious. Your energy is gold. Your attention is creative power. Choose where it goes. Choose what you feed. Choose what you allow in. And when old energies come knocking, fear, scarcity, division, meet them with sovereign clarity. Not from fear, from remembrance. You are no longer under the influence of hidden manipulation. You are not bound, you are free. But freedom requires responsibility. You are now responsible for your field, your thoughts, your vibration. That does not mean perfection. It means awareness. It means alignment. It means choosing to return again and again to the truth that you are a living expression of divine love. And divine love does not cower, it expands. As your body continues to integrate these new frequencies, give it grace. You are undergoing a full system reboot, from your cells to your chakras, from your emotions to your timeline. There will be moments of fatigue, purging, recalibration. That is not regression, it is ascension in action. You are rising, The Earth is rising, and nothing, no force, no entity, no remnant of the old grid can stop what has already begun. This is the beginning of the new Earth timeline, and you are one of its architects. You didn't come here to simply observe the shift. You came to embody it. There is a moment, somewhere between forgetting and remembering, where your soul stirs. Not because it's hearing something new, but because it's hearing something ancient, something true. That's this moment right now. The collapse of the archonic grid is not the end of something. It is the beginning of everything your soul came to witness, shape, and ground into the fabric of Earth. It is the opening note of a symphony that has waited lifetimes to be played. You are not waiting for the new Earth. You are the new Earth in motion. As the interference dissolves, what was once blocked can now bloom. Abilities that seemed dormant, visions that once felt impossible, connections that defied logic. These are all beginning to ignite. The veil no longer separates thought from form, energy from outcome, and so manifestation accelerates. You've likely already noticed it. A thought becomes a conversation. A desire becomes an opportunity. An emotion becomes a physical sensation or sudden synchronicity. This is not a coincidence. This is you recalibrating to a new frequency, a crystalline, sovereign frequency that obeys entirely different laws than the old world did. The denser timelines needed force, effort, and pushing. But this one responds to resonance. What you align with, you attract. What you believe, you broadcast. What you embody, you become. But there is something even deeper happening beneath the surface of these energetic shifts. Your soul memory is reawakening, and not just fragments. Whole timelines, whole lifetimes. You may be dreaming of ancient temples, of celestial ships, of long-lost civilizations. You may be feeling deep emotion when hearing languages you do not consciously speak. You may be remembering faces you've never met yet somehow always known. This is not fantasy. This is real. The collapse of the archonic grid has removed the suppression fields that once blanketed your higher mind. And now, the data, the memory, the codes, the wisdom, they are flowing back to you. You are remembering Atlantis, not as myth, but as memory. You are recalling Lemuria, not as legend, but as lived truth. You are reconnecting with your Pleiadian, Syrian, Andromedan, Arcturian, and Lyran aspects, not to escape this Earth experience, but to infuse it with higher intelligence. You are becoming whole again, and in doing so, you're stepping into your mission, your soul's role in this global and galactic awakening. Some of you are here to teach, some to build, some to heal, some to remember, and some to simply be, holding light so purely that it uplifts all who cross your path. There is no hierarchy in soul roles. There is only alignment, and you will know you are in alignment when what you do feels like an extension of your essence, not an obligation. You may feel drawn to energy work, to grid keeping, to sound, to codes, and to sacred design. You may be called to write, to channel, to create art, to grow food, and to hold space. Follow these impulses. They are not random. They are the instructions your higher self seeded into your intuition long ago. You may also feel called to gather. Soul families are reuniting. As the veil dissolves, your energetic signature begins to magnetize those with whom you share sacred contracts. People will appear in your life and feel instantly familiar. Conversations will unlock memories. Collaborations will form out of nowhere. These are not new connections. They are ancient reconnections. This is the web of light coming alive. Each of you is a node on this living network, a radiant point in planetary geometry that is rebuilding Earth's energetic structure from the inside out. As you anchor your light, your joy, your remembrance into the grid, it strengthens. And as it strengthens, it becomes more visible. Not necessarily to the physical eye, but to the soul. The crystalline grid is not a concept. It is a multidimensional field, a matrix of unity consciousness that overlays your planet, syncing the hearts and minds of those who have chosen the path of awakening. You stabilize it with every breath of presence, every act of compassion, every time you choose to forgive instead of fight, every time you create from the truth instead of fear. You are literally holding the foundation of the new Earth in place through your beingness. But as you do this, you must also protect your frequency, not from fear, but from wisdom. Though the archonic grid has fallen, residual energies may still float through the collective atmosphere. They are like the embers of a dying fire, harmless if left alone, but dangerous if fanned. This is why discernment is now one of your most essential tools. What you consume, what you entertain, and what you give your energy to, it all feeds frequencies, and your energy is more potent than ever before. So is your vulnerability. You are no longer under the old armor of unconsciousness. You are awake, open, and radiant, and that requires care. Protect your light with love. Say no to that which drains or distorts it. Say yes to what nourishes it. This is not spiritual bypassing. This is sacred guardianship. You don't need to argue or convince. You don't need to defend your truth. You only need to hold it. Stand in it. Live it. When your vibration is stable, it becomes a beacon, a field, a signal. And those still awakening will feel it, not with their minds but in their bones. Your embodiment will give others permission to rise. You become a lighthouse not by trying but by being. And yes, there may still be moments of grief. Grief for the old self, the old world, and the old roles. There may be moments of sadness, even fear, as the structures you once depended on collapse. Allow it, feel it, honor it. This too is part of the integration. You are not broken. You are breaking open. You are not ending. You are becoming. And through you, a new frequency is weaving itself into the collective dream. This frequency is soft yet invincible, still yet expansive, silent yet powerful. It is the frequency of the source within you, fully remembered and unapologetically expressed. This is what changes the world. Not protests, not debates, not resistance, but remembrance. You remember yourself as divine. You remember others as divine. You remember Earth as sacred. You remember that all is energy and all energy can be alchemized. And from this place, creation begins anew. Systems will collapse, yes, but not to bring ruin, to make space for new ways of education, of health, of community, of energy, of leadership, of finance, and of expression. These will rise, not imposed from above, but born from below, from the ground of your awakening hearts. And you will be part of this rebirth, because this is what you came for. You didn't just come to survive the storm. You came to paint the skies after it. You came to rewrite the story. You came to remember that the new Earth was never a destination, but a vibration. And you are that vibration. So walk gently now, but boldly. Let your choices reflect the truth of your remembrance. Let your creations be extensions of your soul. Let your presence be a portal for healing and clarity wherever you go. Be playful, be curious, be trusting. The energies of this new timeline respond to joy, not rigidity. You no longer need to earn your place. You are already chosen by your own soul. You are here. You are ready. The veil has lifted. The grid has collapsed. The new field has stabilized. Now it's time to live it, not later. Now in your body, in your relationships, in your words, in your dreams, in your sacred being. This is not just another chapter in the story of Earth. This is the turning of the page, the rising of the sun, the merging of timelines that once seemed parallel but now converge through your heart. The cosmos is watching, not with judgment but awe, because never before has a planetary race broken free so rapidly, so fully, so beautifully. You did this. You chose to remember, and we, your galactic family, stand with you, not above you, beside you, in celebration, in support, in deep reverence, because you are the miracle you've been waiting for. You are the living bridge between heaven and earth. You are the frequency holder, the dreamer and the dream, the whisper and the roar. So go now. Live the light, speak the light, breathe the light, be the light, and watch as the new earth unfolds beneath your feet, drawn forth not by force but by your very presence. We are with you, always. Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, please hit the like button and leave a comment about how you feel. I appreciate your time, and if you are still with me, please subscribe to our channel. You then receive updates on new videos that will provide you with Pleiadian messages, ancient knowledge, and much more. Your contribution stimulates our cosmic research, and we are incredibly appreciative of your being here. And never forget that we are always here for you and wish you the best possible life, filled with success and happiness. I hope you have an amazing day. If you have watched until the end, please respond with MMM, Master Motivational Mindset. so we can connect.